Hello everybody, welcome to today's video, the 10 most expensive games on the Nintendo 64. So Nintendo 64, the console itself was first released in June 1996 in Japan and the following year in PAL regions and in Europe. The console itself sold 32 million units, with its best-selling game, the one directly behind me, Super Mario 64, selling 11 million units. The console itself released 393 games, some of them being Japanese exclusives, and the last game released for the Nintendo 64 was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, which was an American exclusive, and that bringing it to the end of its list. The games we're going to list now, the top 10 games, or 10 of the most expensive games. A few things first. All of the prices that you hear today are for the box variant of the game, and all are PAL releases, whether it be here in the UK or Europe or over in Australia. So all the games are PAL releases. With boxed N64 games, the prices do fluctuate quite considerably depending on the condition of the game. These are cardboard box games and the prices do vary quite a bit. Some of my favourite games for my collection for the Nintendo 64, you've got obviously Super Mario behind us, Super Mario 64 there. GoldenEye is probably one of my favourite. That's the first game I got for the console, GoldenEye. Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. Obviously, they brought 2 Zelda games out. That was one of my favourite ones. And I do love myself a bit of Diddy Kong Racing on the 64. So let's fire right into it. So at number 10, we'll work down from 10 all the way down to 1. And let's fire right into it. So number 1 is, you'll see on the screen now, Pokemon Stadium 2. The second release on the Nintendo 64. Released in 2000. Box copy of this game, nice condition, sells for approximately £100 to £150. All the prices you hear today are all taken from sold prices, mainly on eBay. So this is kind of the general, roughly whereabout they sell for. So number 9 is one of my favourite franchises of all time. This is Resident Evil 2 on the Nintendo 64. This game originally was released in 1998 and we didn't get a port on the Nintendo 64 to 1999 and 2000 respectively. A nice box copy of this game sells anywhere from £150 to £200. That's not our number 9. Coming in at number 8 is a Nintendo favourite. This is Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. Released in 2000, picking up a nice copy of this game, you're looking about paying £150 to £200. Next up, we have one game that I've actually owned, only cart only, but never a box version. So number 7 is Conker's Bad Fur Day, released in 2001. A nice copy of this game can set you back anything from £150 to £250. Next up is number 6, so Mario Party 3. They released 3 Mario Party games on this console. This is the number 3rd version. This was released in 2000. And a nice copy of Mario Party 3 can be picked up from anywhere from £170 to £200. Astronomical amount of money for a game. You know, it's going to get even higher soon. Next up is a game I've never owned and I've never seen in the flesh. This is Blues Brothers 2000. Released in 2000, obviously, the game itself sells for approximately £200. This is a game that's really difficult to get hold of. It was quite hard to price as well. So I did look on the UK, eBay, and I looked on the Australian one as well. So expect to pay around about £200 for this game. Definitely a really hard one to find. One of the hardest ones to find for anyone that's going for a full collection of N64 titles. Next up is one of my favourite games. Another game I have actually owned, cart only. This is Paper Mario. Released in 2000 on the Nintendo 64. A franchise that has been spanning for many years now, definitely all the way through on the modern consoles. As I said, released in 2000, a nice copy of this is going to set you back anything from £200 to £300. Really expensive, top price, but an absolutely fantastic game. Next up, this is the last UK release PAL versions. So this is San Francisco Rush 2049. They did bring out San Francisco Rush, just the regular version, but this is 2049. Released in 1999. If you're lucky enough to find a copy of this game, expect to pay between £300 to £400. That's right, £300 to £400 for a copy of this game. It's astronomical amount of money, but definitely one to be picking up. Number 2, this was a close one between second and third. The prices, like I said before, can go from one to another depending solely on the condition of the box. It's all about condition when you're collecting Nintendo 64 box games. So my number 2 is Snowball Kids 2, which is an Australian variant, an Australian exclusive variant, but it does make it a PAL game. So this game was released in 1999, and it did follow on from the very popular Snowball Kids, a game I do have myself. So a nice box condition version of this can set you back anything from £350 to £500. I have seen one sold within the last year, £800-900 in Australia, which is insane, absolutely insane. But definitely one of the hardest games to find, and obviously being an Australian exclusive PAL game makes it a little bit extra hard to find. And my number 1 game of the 10 most expensive games, PAL games for the N64, is StarCraft 64. Again, an Australian exclusive. This game was released in 2000 and expected to set you back anything from £500 to £800. That's right, £500 to £800. Super expensive game, but definitely one for anyone going for a complete collection. Personally, PAL games, I stop at the ones that are released in the UK. I don't bother with the Australian exclusives because some of the prices can be astronomical. So what did you think of my top 10 most expensive games? There's some absolutely fantastic games there that not on the list. As you will notice from all the release years, most of the games released 1999-2000 towards the end of the console's life, which finished in 2002. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you like this kind of content, drop a message down below. What's the most expensive game you've picked up on the Nintendo 64? I'd love you to tell me. Drop a message down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.